This is a KTW News Special Edition.
I can't breathe. I keep experiencing this phrase, the mental, emotional, psychological manifestation of what is normally a physical reaction to choking, loss of breath, struggling to fill one's lungs with air so that the exercise of inhaling and exhaling comfortably continues. I experience this phrase as a cry for help, a black man or woman's last words, a plea to be released from the pressure, to no avail.
Those are powerful words of pain from Portland's Equity Office Director. She's just one of the many voices in the black community that we're hearing from tonight as we watch the 6th straight day of protests here in Portland over the death of George Floyd. And you're looking right now at some live pictures of those protests here in Portland. This is Southeast Portland as people come together to protest for a 6th night. And we want to listen to and elevate those voices here tonight at 7 o'clock as we continue our conversation on racism, police brutality, and changing things for the better. Markeisha Smith, who you just heard from, said that kind of systematic change needs to come from the top down.
I can't breathe. I keep experiencing this phrase, the mental, emotional, psychological manifestation of what is normally a physical reaction to choking, loss of breath, struggling to fill one's lungs with air so that the exercise of inhaling and exhaling comfortably continues. I experience this phrase as a cry for help, a black man or woman's last words, a plea to be released from the pressure, to no avail.
You know, some leaders in the black community want to create change by focusing on the relationship between the police and African Americans. And that's what the Portland organization Word is Bond is trying to do. Now, this group started in 2017 as a way to connect young black people with law enforcement and create a better relationship. Let's listen to their executive director talk about his organization and the protests happening right now.
Word is Bond is a nonprofit, and our mission is to rewrite the narrative between young black men and law enforcement through critical dialogue, leadership development, and education. And really, it was birthed out of the interactions between law enforcement and young black men in our community that often have deadly consequences. Our flagship program is Rising Leaders, which is a 6-week paid internship program. And in the program, the young men are community ambassadors, where for over 6 weeks, they work on sharing their personal stories and really refining the narrative of who they are and producing it to the larger community. And we really focus on counter narratives rather than the dominant culture narratives, which oftentimes paint young black men as threats or part of the problem, and really puts their stories as the centerpiece. And so they share their stories with a lot of different people over the course of the program, mainly with law enforcement, who they work with over a very intensive 5-week workshop series where they come in really just getting to know each other on a human level, like who are you and what is your story, and slowly building towards those tougher conversations about mistrust, about police violence, and then using that to be solution oriented and saying, okay, how do we take our experiences and then influence our peers, if we're officers, influence our fellow colleagues, and really create change at an interpersonal level, but also at a policy level, because both of those are important. It is eye-opening for them to be able to see officers in a different light and learn stories about how they became officers and what are they like at an individual level, and then growing through that process to really going from point of I could never be friends with an officer, or I could never see myself interacting with one, to being like, I know several that I could call friends. And for the law enforcement officers, it's almost in a kind of ways a little bit of a reverse, where they're very eager to join the program and engage with the community. And then as the program goes on and we get into some of the deeper workshops, you start to see even the officers that feel like I understand this issue start to see internal challenges within themselves and have that reflection where it's like, wow, I still have work to do on, or even in my own self, I things are challenging me. It's very challenging to watch right now because my heart is pulled in many different positions. First and foremost, it's our young men And I feel a sense of powerlessness at a certain level because I know I can't protect all of them. I can't protect them from the violence that may be inflicted upon them. I can't protect them from um, the education system and the damage that that can do to them. And so it's very emotional on that level, but I also feel very inspired because so many of them are standing up, and they get it on such a deep level, and they are in school and they're participating in leadership and they're in the marches with the law enforcement partners. It is a delicate balance of being a bridge builder and holding them accountable, and saying to them, you have to make change and you have to center the experience of Black people in all of this. We have to fix accountability when officers violate the civil rights or the personal rights of individuals. That the community has to know that they will be held accountable.
You know, an African-American doctor at OHSU has gotten a big following during the pandemic because of his dance moves on TikTok. But now he's using his platform to share his experience of what it's like to grow up Black in America. Brittany Falkers spoke with him.
You know him from his dance moves on TikTok. Dr. Jason Campbell, aka the TikTok Doc, brought us brevity while fighting a pandemic. Now he's bringing us his truth, written in an editorial as the country faces another crisis.
Growing up a Black man in America, why our souls are on fire.
What made you want to put that to paper and let the world know?
Yeah, I mean, now is such a tough time for the Black community, for Black men, for our allies that have long been unsupported. And it just felt like this is something that, you know, when I was young, didn't necessarily understand. And as I've grown and as society has changed, I've realized that now is the time to speak up. I was 7 years old. My mother yelled at me, stop, listen, stop. If you don't start listening to me, then you're going to get yourself killed one day, because the cops will only say stop once. Understand, we as Black men are not given the benefit of the doubt. When I leave my home, I do not walk around with a sign that reads Dr. Campbell, former student athlete at Emory University, graduate and former president of the Ohio State University College of Medicine, student body, MD, MS. I am just another Black man.
And something I think is so powerful that you have written is, when you go out into the world, there's not a nameplate for your experiences, for your successes and who you are. But at the same time, sitting back and reading that, I'm like, why should you need to have a nameplate that says who you are? Can you talk about what that's like to have to feel like you have to justify who you are?
Yeah, it's once again something that you maybe don't understand when you're growing up, and then it's when you have these different situations where I'm coming back from a sporting event or from some kind of event where I'm maybe looped or grouped as just another Black male, and whatever prejudice or stereotype one might give me. And so it makes you say, well, why? You know, it makes you think like, I don't deserve this, and my counterparts and colleagues don't have to go through this, nearly not to the same level. And so it's frustrating, and it's definitely can be paralyzing and a paralytic to some, if you will.
What advice do you have moving forward? How can we create and continue constructive conversations in our community?
Sure. It's individual moments. It's moments where you hear something, like they say at the airport, you know, see something, say something, hear something, say something. If you know it's not right, if you no longer want to be associated with that person or a group that you feel like is not allowing progress forward when it comes to diversity and inclusion and to being anti-racist. And that's the new thing, really, Brittany. It's the idea that it's no longer okay just to be complacent and be silent and say, well, I didn't say that word, or I did not participate in that activity, so I'm okay. It's like, I need to walk against that. I need to act against that. Irrelevant of profession or walk of life, we deserve an America that gives us, Black men, the benefit of the doubt, or at least an America that allows us to breathe.
Wow, really powerful words there. Thank you so much for sharing. And we're going to continue this conversation by looking at the impact of racism on families. That's coming up. But first, we want to give you another live look at the 6th day of protests in Portland. Now, protesters are marching from Revolution Hall in Southeast Portland across the Morrison Bridge, and we're told they're headed towards Waterfront Park. And we'll continue to bring you some live pictures. You can see our video there from Sky 8 as, again, thousands of people in Portland continue to protest, calling for equality, and continue to protest the killing of George Floyd. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We're continuing our conversation about racism with a look at how it impacts children and families in our community. Bahia Overton is the executive director of Black Parent Initiative, a Portland nonprofit that supports African American families. Let's listen to what she has to say about what her organization is doing and the ongoing protests.
We're the only African American nonprofit organization that focuses on children kind of pre-birth through 6 years of age. We have this first 1,000 days program that's really our main focus right now, is really looking at prenatal health, access to home visiting, lactation services, doula services, looking at child development, so that you're we have this idea that you're born to learn, ready to learn. And we understand that long-term thriving academically, social, emotionally, and just in terms of your own ability to function in society really depends on the foundational development. And so we want to create in the womb and outside the womb the most stress-free environment as possible, so that brain development, that kind of thing, your children can thrive. We are pushing also is how we address language when we're talking about our children and our families. I think having the labels that you are underachieving and underserved and lower class and low income, these are all terms that also frame almost the quality of the person, the quality of the community. And so changing words from risk to promise, and recognizing that we don't have a subgroup of any human group. This has been a compounding effect of trauma, basically. We've been working to support our families to make sure that they are fed and that they have access to critical items because of COVID, right? We have recognized that disproportionately we've been impacted by COVID, and working just to try to keep everyone afloat and happy and focused during that time was took a lot of extra effort on our part. And then with this recent murder of George Floyd and the unrest, it's difficult. It's an attack on your well-being that I can't really adequately describe, because it reinforces the devaluing. And so how do then, on top of saying we've had disparity with health, but again, those disparities are rooted in racism being a pre-existing condition. The impact of racism creates a pre-existing condition that depletes you as a human being. And so when you have these things happen, it depletes you even more. And so for us, we're exhausted because we love our community so much. We love our kids and our families so much. And it's so hard to watch them suffer another blow. As far as the protests are concerned, I've been heartened by seeing the outpouring of people who are willing to put themselves out there nationally and internationally to say this is not okay. But I really do believe root cause has to do with changing hearts and minds on a person-to-person basis, not just in law or in legislation. I'm talking about me having compassion for you as a human being. And so I feel very strongly that the natural compassion here in Oregon for Black and Brown individuals has not been the foundation for change historically. And so I'm starting to see that become the foundation, which is giving me a lot more hope, because I do think if Oregonians, as much as they love their pets, were to see someone kneel and choke out a Cocker Spaniel, the level of natural empathy that would come out, natural outrage, has not been the case in the case of unarmed Black people. So I'm happy to see that people are moving. I don't feel like we're as alone. I try to remind them that our community has been through much worse, and that we have been able, we shouldn't even be alive considering what our community has been through. But the fact that we've always come through, we've never been who society has told us that we are. taking back the power and saying that you will not be depleted or defeated by these things. Let this be a reminder to you that we hold the keys in some ways because of our humanity to make these changes that we need to make in this society. And once you serve Black people well, everyone will be served well, right? And so whatever happens with us is going to benefit everyone.
And thank you again, Bahia, for talking with us. Here's another live look at the protests happening in Portland right now over the death of George Floyd. This is the 6th night of protests here in Portland. And we're going to hear from some Black-owned businesses when we come back. Stay with us. And welcome back. Let's continue this conversation by listening to some Black business owners in our community right now. And just like us, they're having a lot of conversations with their customers about what's happening. Like Ian Williams, owner of Deadstock Coffee in downtown Portland, who had his business vandalized during the protests.
It sucks, some of the side problems that we've been having, like some of the looting and whatnot. But really, it's been great to see. Peace, bro. It's been great to see everybody come together. I mean, fortunately, we have great customers who want to have these conversations. You know, the customers want things to change.
You know, and a lot of his customers are helping him clean up. People are also supporting Cason's Fine Meat in Northeast Portland, which was also vandalized.
I've had a lot of support from my white customers, my Black customers, my Mexican customers. Tempers are short. Everything is short right now. But hey, let's learn how to love one another, respect one another.
But if this is where it's got to start, or if this is where it's got to continue, hopefully one day we'll get to a place where we don't have to have this conversation. But until then, we're going to do what we can to battle it and to rise above it.
We want to give you another live look at the protests continuing tonight in Portland. We'll be right back after this.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
And welcome back. As we continue this conversation about racism and police brutality, a lot of people want to know how to help, how to do more. Well, it all starts with listening and learning, especially from our Black friends and neighbors. You know, if you want to get involved, you can start by joining the NAACP. People of all colors are welcome to become members. And you can donate to the Momentum Alliance, that's a youth of color-led social justice organization, or the Black Resilience Fund on GoFundMe, which supports Black people in Portland with everyday expenses. You can also talk to the Portland Police Bureau about their policing directives like crowd control during protests. And thank you so much for joining us for this important conversation tonight. We want to leave you again with a live look at the protests tonight. This is the 6th night of protests here in Portland, and we will continue to follow the developments on air and online.